Panoramic lifestyle. A vision moves in all directions.
Music make you lose control. Music make you lose control.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Dopamine. I am your host, Tawan, aka Hollow Tip. Welcome. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. If this is not, then welcome back. I feel like it's been forever since I've done this, so bear with me if I seem a little like this. This guest that I have with me today, she is just like, I don't know. We always say this thing that we were putting each other's lives for a reason. We met each other when we were doing a training for a certain format, and it's really difficult to not bond with someone during that time. Like the stuff that you go through during the training, when you see someone, you just have that connection where it's like, yeah, I know we had to do the booty pop competition and everything. So this has been a long time coming, and I know that we said that every time we try to schedule it, that whenever we do schedule it, that the timing would definitely be perfect. So I want to welcome Ontaya. Thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. My pleasure.
So with Ontaya, she basically did a training with me, and since that time, we have been able to see each other have growth. And I'm not trying to get mushy or anything, but I know for a fact that people around you have to see your growth, because you have just grown into your own person, your own unique style. Because as instructors, it's really crazy because people only get to see us for like 60 minutes out of their day, and then that's it. So that's why I'm glad that I have this platform, because students and future students can get to know you a little bit better. So with that being said, just tell the people just a little bit about yourself. I know that that's a very broad question, but whatever you want to share, just let it out, girl.
Do I look into the camera?
Yes.
Or?
Yes. It's fine. However you want to do it.
I am a native Arizonan. I'm born and raised in Arizona. I'm a single mother of two, and I work full time. So dance fitness for me, becoming an instructor is something new, and I consider it a hobby. I don't really do it for the money. I just enjoy it, and I'm growing, like you say, every day with it.
See, and that's the thing. People, every time when they see me in my class, they think that I do this full time, and I'm like, no, I do not do this full time. I actually had a little hint of what it would be like to do it full time, and I realized I need to change my diet because I was about to die. Like, but this is something that you don't do for the money. Everyone has their why, where you do it, where you want to inspire people. You do it just because you love to dance. I know when we were talking, you said that you always had dreams of being a background dancer. So tell me about your love for dance. Have you always loved music and dancing?
Yeah, I love music. I love dancing. I did dance all 4 years of high school. I love doing the shows. So I think it was just kind of profound to do dance fitness in my adult life, because I feel like it connected my dreams of being a background dancer that I never pursued. So, yeah.
See, and that's the thing where with this, I always had dreams, but I knew that there was no way, because I used to have, it was called Hyper Hour. And so I would close the blinds, lock the doors, and I would turn on the music and just let it all out. And like no one ever see it. I don't even think my husband has seen it at all. Just they hear tales of it. But this is my way to just, let it all out. But in a way, you're still helping people. So with you, how has this helped you with your fitness journey? Because I know people don't know that this is a whole new world. Like when you are an instructor, it's totally different. You have events that you go through. You have different people that you're meeting. So have you enjoyed your fitness experience? I guess that's what I should say.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. I've done 3 different trainings now. So I'm certified to train or to teach in 3 different formats. And I didn't even picture that when I decided to do my first training. And my first training wasn't even planned. I kind of just went with it. I kind of worked backwards. I wasn't in shape at all. I just went to a class and then I was like, I'm going to do this. So, yeah, I enjoy it.
That's crazy because, like, what do your friends and family say about it? Because I know with mine, when they see different things that I post, they only know what I post. So your friends and family, are they shocked at how you just dove into this and now you're teaching and you're subbing, have your own class and everything? Are they shocked by all of this?
Yeah, because I pretty much have been kind of reserved and in my shell and shy my whole life. So I think it was surprising, but they're proud that I'm doing some like a leadership type position.
Well, that's the main thing, because it is a leadership role. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people, they notice, and I noticed firsthand, that being a student in a class is completely different than being the instructor in the class. Like, you don't get your breaks. You don't get to stop and just chop it up when you want to. You have to be on 10 when everyone else can be down to a 4, and they're looking at you. You know what I mean? So I guess I should ask you, because I think we just skipped right into it. Why did you get into fitness? What is your why? Because that's like the main thing that people always ask when you're in this industry.
I got into fitness because I've been for probably like 10 years trying to lose weight. I've struggled with weight issues, and working out was always on and off for me. So my position now as an instructor holds me accountable to stay consistent and then to help inspire others to do the same. And just truly make like that lifestyle change.
That's what I was going to say, because I know when we talked before that you said that was your goal. It was to inspire growth through a lifestyle change. When I always talk to people before being on the show, I always ask them to give me like a article or a book or something that means something to you, inspirational. With you, you mentioned it was a book and a movie. The book was called Fool, and the movie was called What the Health. So without having to get a complete synopsis of what it is about, how did that impact you, and what why did that stick out for you?
So the book I read first, because that's where kind of my lifestyle change happened. My lifestyle change didn't happen with fitness. It really happened with like my diet. So I read a book. It was a spiritual book, and it just related food and spiritual, and it kind of changed my view on eating. And then shortly after, I watched a documentary called What the Health, and it opened to my eyes to food and government and all kinds of different conspiracies. And from there, I changed my eating habits, and I didn't plan to, but end up being a vegetarian. So that kind of changed my lifestyle, and I started losing weight kind of just from cutting meat out my diet. And then shortly after, and then that's when I went into the fitness.
See, and that has to be like the aha moment, because I think everyone has their moment where it's like, okay, I want to go ahead and make a change. So with you mentioning that, especially the book, it's very rare that I hear people say that it's a book that helped them change. Sometimes it's just with, it helps you overcome different obstacles. So I thought that was really cool that you even brought that up, because with What the Health, I know I've heard a bunch of different movies too that just scared people into not even wanting to touch it. Me, frankly, when I saw that, I'm like, I will not watch that movie just so I can feel content.
Movie. It's just like, it's not one of those like gross you out. It's just, it's actually a good mental, like knowledgeable documentary. Yeah. So, and just trying like the different diets that I tried throughout my, like nothing ever changed. It really starts in your mind. It's really a mindset change. It's really a lifestyle change. You have to change your mindset towards certain things, because like when you do the diets, like the fad diets and things like that, your mind's not changed. You're just like restricting yourself from, oh, I can't eat this, but then you still really want to deep down inside. So.
Well, I would imagine, too, because with it being a lifestyle change, like I always say, that fitness is overall wellness is not physical, but it's also mental, too. So I would imagine that there's people that's coming to your fitness classes because they want to overcome some challenge. They want to try something new. So have people been coming to you as, saying like, okay, can you help me with my diet? I see you had this change. Like, have you become that inspiration, involuntarily or voluntarily when it comes to the lifestyle change?
I think so. I have certain people that ask me questions, like they see my weight difference and just everything that I'm doing different. So yeah, people have asked me like to put together meal plans, or like I didn't even do it that way, honestly. Like I kind of just winged it. So yeah, I do get that traffic.
So not to put you on the spot, but if you had to give someone just 1 or 2 tips, what would be the 1 or 2 tips that you would give them if they want to make a lifestyle change? What would you tell them that's the first thing they need to do? And only asking that just because you brought up meal prep, and that's something that's really crucial that people don't even think about. Yeah. But what would be something that you would tell them as a tip?
Educate themselves. I would say educate, because when you know about something, you're not just doing it just because everybody else is doing it. It really changes your mind. So when you change your mind, then you can change your life. Honestly,
I love that, because it really is mental. It's like you can be your own worst enemy, honestly. With that being said, I know that you, when we did our training together, that was the first training that you had, the first format. And since that time, you have been killing it. Like, you are a format beast. Like, you. So I know you have Mixed Fit, you have Commit, and then you have Bang.
Yes.
That's the most recent one that we actually did together. So what has been your motivation to keep going? Because I would imagine once you do the first format, deciding to do the other ones can't be that bad as a breakthrough. So what has been your incentive to keep going?
Just for growth. I don't like to stay stagnant and just stick on one thing, just for growth and more opportunities. I see the fitness world open my eyes to just opportunity. I see past just doing the fitness. I see meeting people, networking, and just taking it to that next level.
See, I love that, because when people see the formats, they think that it's all just dance, and it's really not. Like, you have to learn what the format. This most recent one, Bang, is like no joke. Like, I'm not even going to try to get all into it. I was going to say, just with the recording, me watching you do the recording, and for those of you who don't know, that it's not just the workshop that you do with this format, that you actually have to record yourself teaching a class. And when I tell you Ontaya killed it, like, completely killed it, because it's something with mental. When I did my recording, there was at one point I didn't think that I was going to make it through. You know what I mean? It's like you just want to give up. So I want to just take that time to commend you for that, seriously. I know that as I go through the fitness industry and I meet different people, that we have people that are actually balancing the faith and the fitness. So that's the main reason why I wanted to bring you on, because I know that just with your postings, I see that you've had that change as well. So how has it been balancing your faith and fitness? Has it been a conflict? Has it been, going hand in hand?
I think it goes hand in hand. I think at first I was a little reserved on wondering if, like, the music would offend people, and then I have church people that want to come to the class, and then certain moves and certain things like that. But I'm pretty modest, and even the moves that I do, like, if there's like twerk moves or something, like, I'm not out there twerking. So I had to realize, like, the music's clean, and if it is suggestive, like, people are not even paying attention to that. So it hasn't really been a struggle. I think it goes.
See, and that's what I like too, because I know with you, at least you have supportive. You seem to have a great support system. As I see when you post in your classes, the classes grow and grow. I would imagine that people that go to your church, that they want to come to your class as well. So do you find that that's a good networking and a good clientele to have, where you can do events for them as well?
Yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned that, because I just actually the other day, I'm going to be doing an event that is just going to be the people from my church. It's for a little group that we're in, and they're inspiring each other on Facebook, like, doing fitness things. So I told them I'd love to do a class for you guys. So they even asked me, they were a little hesitant, like, what kind of music do you play? And I'm like, I will make sure it's good, like, so yeah, I'm going to be doing that next.
And that's if you could, do you have any tips for anyone that actually that they're in that realm? And the reason why I say that is because I know that when we were in certain formats, that they were saying that certain places won't allow them to play certain music. You know what I mean? Do you have any tips for someone who they want to do this for that specific target audience, for individuals who want to do church related events? Like, is there any tips that you would have for them?
I think the best thing is to get comfortable making your own choreo, because then you can pick your songs, and you won't have to worry about that.
Exactly.
You won't have to worry about moves. You won't have to worry about lyrics. So yeah, get comfortable making choreo.
It's all about being confident, seriously. I know when we last spoke, we spoke a couple of months ago, and I know at that time you said that you had just made the change where I'm trying to make sure I said the right term, where you were saved, basically, that you found God. And so what brought you to that? Was there anything that you wanted to do mentally? Was it a book that you read to decide that you wanted to make that change? Just for individuals that may be struggling with that in their life.
I think it was just ongoing. I spent a lot of time just reading and stuff like that before I actually found a church. And then when I did find a church, it was perfect. And then I just kind of took it from there. I just wanted to grow. What did you ask me exactly? Wait, what was the question?
No, that was, you basically answered it. Yeah, because I wanted to know how you found it. Yeah. No, that's the reason why I was just asking you, is because I know some people, they may not know if they want to make that leap, where if they're in the church and then, you hear people calling you to the altar, what was your moment where you decided you wanted to go ahead and dedicate yourself? That was the question. Okay. Yeah. So yes, you did. So basically with that, that was the whole purpose of me wanting you to come onto the show. I wanted you to be able to not only, tell people where they can find you, but to also know how to balance the two, because some individuals may not have that self-confidence where they know, okay, they can get out there and do it. With you saying that would you have considered yourself an introvert, or you were just shy where, Shy,
and I think shy and maybe just not as confident. I think in my shell of not being happy with my body or the way I looked before, I wasn't confident. So I think confidence is something that you have to grow into, and it grows. And being an instructor forces you into that. Yeah. Like, whether people realize it or not, it completely forces you into it, because you're up there. I know the first time that I actually taught a song, I was teaching it for, I was practicing it for Unity Fest. And they said, okay, we're going to go ahead and let you practice the routine that you did. And when I tell you, I had practiced it 5 or 6 times and I knew it by heart. And the moment I had to go up there, when I tell you to put the aux cord in, my hand was shaking like this. I was so nervous. But once you get that over with, so with that being said, tell me about the first time. What is the first time that you taught a class? Tell me about that experience. My first time teaching, I always got little samples. So I got to teach at the fundraising events out in Avondale, and I got to do a couple songs, and then that's kind of how I started. But when I first started, I realized now that I used to just go up there and kind of like not perform, but I just did the moves. And so now, since then, I'm learning how to actually teach and cue, and like it's coming naturally now. So that's exciting for me.
It's a work in progress. I know with me, and I can't believe that I am 35 years old, and I realize that as an instructor, I cannot tell the difference between my right and left. And I know it sounds crazy, but yeah, it's the truth, where it's like, if you're facing the class, you're left. If you're facing away, then you're right. But just that little things is constantly a growing process. So I want to go ahead and tell you thank you so much for even being willing to do this. It's for being willing to share your story. Oh, goodness. So just tell people where they can find you if they wanted to dance with you, if you want to do any plugs, social media, if you want to plug a class. Go ahead and plug yourself, girl.
So I teach right now at several different EOS gyms. I'm subbing right now. I'm hoping for a class soon. Maybe we can do a part 2.
Yes.
Right. So I always post that on my Facebook and Instagram. My name is Ontaya Marie, and it's ONTAYAMARIE. I don't know if they're probably not going to remember that, but that's how you can find me on both Instagram and Facebook. And then I co-teach a Saturday class with another one of my instructor sisters on Saturday at Cité 1130. And that Cité Dance and Fitness Studio, and that is on 48th Street and Baseline.
So definitely, if you want to just take that leap, that's the main thing that I love having this platform, is that, like I said, students can only see you for 60 minutes, but they get to know a little bit more about you. And maybe someone watching this has been struggling with it, where they want to go ahead and try a class, but they're afraid to. But now they feel like they know you a little bit better, so they may go ahead and show up, So thank you again, Ontaya, seriously. And we will see you guys next time. Thank you for joining.